Alright, boys, welcome back to Super Paper Mario, where we are trying to finish the game sooner or later. I'm working on it, but we're stuck in... Oh, we're like for real stuck. Wait, did I not get the key to this door? Was that another door? Oh my god. Guys, we are in some serious trouble because I have nothing to heal myself with. And we have only half of our health, less than half of our health. So I really think we might just actually be screwed. So there's got to be a key. One of these has to be a trick. Let me look at the glass for a second. Aha, okay. So this... Oh, Lord. This guy doesn't have the thing. But I have to kill the fucking red toilet paper first. Alright, so I can hop in here. And what... Whoa, my good God! Oh, please tell me these things don't hurt me. I need help. Excuse me. All of you men, you have to go. This is actually how you walk through a circuit party sometimes. You have to be a little bit pushy. In fact, I think I actually made a really bad impression once at a circuit party because I was like cranky. I was trying to find a friend of mine who was missing most of the night, but they had my phone and I needed to go. And I couldn't get through the fucking dance floor because this is literally what it was. It was packed wall to wall with men. And none of them were, like, moving out of the way for me. They were just too concerned with their own dancing. And one of them even stepped on my foot, and I started getting very cranky. So I got real, like, into my Karen mode, and I started making dirty faces and literally, like, shoving men out of my way, which is definitely not polite. And I could tell, like, people, like, so these 40-year-old dudes were having the time of their lives. Oh, God bless, a level up. Just what I needed. You could tell that they were getting, like, real pissed at me for, like, rudely shoving them out the way. But I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I have to get through this dance floor, and you're not helping me at all. Alright, that wasn't a key, though. So maybe the key is this way. Hopefully, fingers crossed. God damn, there are so many of them. The other thing I have to talk about today is I want to have a Twitter tea time. Because my timeline was really entertaining me this morning. Is one of these the real Dementio? And what do I mean by that? That's not a key. Did I get a key? I can't fucking remember. Maybe I did get the key. And I just, like, wasn't paying attention. I probably should have saved that. What I could have used is an item, honestly. Alright, let's see if we can get our ass out of here, then. Okie doke. Be very careful on this part. Let's try not to waste any of our life. Because we don't want to deal with that again. But basically, there was this boy on Twitter, and he's getting dragged right now in the gay community because he tweeted something kind of stupid. and I want to talk about it, and I want to put in my 2 cents. I'm going to save because I don't know what we're about to be up against. I'm not very much looking forward to it. But more or less... Oh, it's quiet. So you've made it here at last. There's the real Dementio. Oh, but what's this? You seem to be missing the ravishing princess and the arm flailer. He's calling out Bowser's arms. Dementio, we don't have time to trade barbs with you. Move out of the way. Ah, I see. You're in a hurry. Allow me to get out of your way, then. Oh no. Where'd it go? Just as soon as you defeat me. You've proven to be worthy foes in the past, so I'm not going to make it easy. You'll have to come get me first. It'll be like a game of tag with magic. Game of tag with magic? What the fuck does that mean? Looks like it won't open. Oh. That's not good. Oh! I have the thing. Fleep! Buddy, you finally have a use. Why don't you do a little flipperoo for me? Flip this thing. Where do we go? I don't know. Oh! Well, we've certainly left the vicinity. Oh, no! Where are we? Look! There! What? Wait. Is this the actual first level of the game, or... have we been here before? We've been in this dimension, but where in the dimension are we? I guess that's a good question. I don't particularly know. Maybe we are. This looks like level 1. Okay, interesting. Oh, but there's, like, fair deal of enemies here, and we gotta be very careful because we're still a little bit limited on the healing items. Is there a store? Can I go to it? Anyways, I want to do this Twitter tea talk. So there's this boy who's being referred to on Twitter right now as the strep throat twink. And I shit you not, the only reason I'm talking about this now is because I awoke to Twitter and I was scrolling through my timeline and I found literally dozens of gay men on my timeline all making these weird subtweets about the strep throat twink. And I'm like, alright, who's this boy and why is every gay man on Twitter obsessed with talking about him right now? So what had happened was, there was this boy. He complained about his symptoms of having strep throat and like not feeling well over Halloween weekend, but he was very adamant that it was not going to ruin his good time as he went out to a party. You know, much like a gay circuit party of some kind. I don't know exactly where he went, but some big gay Halloween event. And this tweet did not fly over well because, you know what, it's post-COVID era. People are pretty sensitive to individuals who brag about being sick and not feeling well, but, like, going out in public anyways and putting other people at risk. And that's pretty much what had happened. He started getting dragged for that. But the situation is very interesting because it just builds upon itself. Is this Merle's mansion? Yeah, we're back here. All right, there he is. I guess we're going to keep following this guy. I guess we have to chase him. Great. It's going to be a fun time for all of us, I'm sure. And so the thing is, I feel a little bad about this kid on the one hand, because from what his account says, he appears to be a 20-year-old kid who made a tweet that, in my opinion, was not particularly wicked or vicious or, like, racist or something that, like, would be very, very criminal. It seems to be the immature tweet of, like, a young kid who kind of maybe gets trapped viewing the world from their own perspective and doesn't really think about the consequences of their actions. Which is not a defense of the tweet, I'm not saying it was good, but this kid's really been dragged through the mud, and I think part of the reason it snowballed so much is because he seems to have a lot of personal beef with these other men on Twitter, so like, things started compounding on from there, or piling on from there. Other guys would start adding on to this tweet storm, and it turned into this thing where this one guy was complaining about how he was a sloppy drunk at his dinner party and stole a cookbook, and then this other gay was accusing him of doxing him, and then they were doxing each other or something, and then there was basically people saying, oh, he's a bully, he deserves to be dragged because he treats people like filth. And so clearly this kid went into self-defense mode, and this is where I think he made a mistake in his response. So he basically responded to everybody who was making these comments about him on Twitter, which is probably not the best course of action to take. And if you're gonna respond, you probably want to be a little more careful about how you do. He got a little sassy, which I do understand, because you know what? You get in self-defense mode, you've got people that are ripping you apart, you want to rip them apart. So he basically fell into this trap of calling these people like old hags, because he's young, he's 20, he's young and sexy and twinky, and these old washed up gay men are the ones who are dragging him through the mud. Which, you know, wasn't a great look to go with. Ooh, oh no, where the hell am I supposed to go now? And again, I think that also kind of speaks to a level of just immaturity rather than genuine wickedness. I think this is a kid who woke up one day to a hate storm on Twitter and didn't really know the proper way to deal with that. Because, you know, not everybody does if you're not dealing with it every day. And so it's very interesting. Twitter is very, very quick to get very, very angry with people. If you guys remember, at the beginning of this Let's Play, because, you know, this game has really taken me almost a year to play at this point, I had my own tiny incident where I talked about how I thought it would be nice to go on a date with a guy who had some brains and wanted to, like, solve puzzles and do nerdy things like that, and Twitter had it out for me. They basically said that I was this horrible guy who was, God, what's the word that they used? It was something against people who are neurodivergent or people who are not neurotypical. They were like, oh, so you are such a narcissist, you'd only date someone who's smart? And I'm like, that's not exactly how I worded it, but I did express that, like, yeah, I think intelligence is a sexy quality in a guy. It's something that I would look for in a date. I don't think that makes me a bad person. regardless of what my opinion was, it wasn't well received on the internet. And I got bullied a little bit for it. People made fun of my face. They said I was too ugly to have these opinions, that I wouldn't be able to get a guy anyways, and that I have to work out so much because my face is so beat. And yeah, it puts you in self-defense mode, and sometimes you want to, like, fire back at those people and be like, you know what, fuck you. But honestly, when you're that angry and you're tweeting fast and you're not thinking about the things you're tweeting, that's when you are a little bit more likely to put yourself in a worse position, because you might tweet something that does not come out the way you intended it to, and you might put yourself in an even hairier situation, and these things do blow over. So I do unfortunately think that by responding to all of these Twitter threads, this guy kind of like poured gasoline on the fire of his own hate train that he kind of had going on for himself. So I hope the best for him, and that Twitter can calm down a little bit, because I'm all about picking your battles and finding balance in them. And again, I don't know the details of his personal beef with personal people. I think that that's really between him and them, and so it's not really my business anyways. And then as far as the strep throat thing, I'm kind of like, I think we might be making a mountain out of a molehill, because I personally know many gays who would probably do a pretty similar thing if they were feeling a little bit under the weather, but really wanted to go out and party. They might just have the common sense to not boast about it on social media. But this is something that people have to learn about, you know? I didn't really have a social media account until I was already, like, well, I didn't have a Twitter until I was almost, like, 24, I think. So I kind of have the luxury of not having been on Twitter tweeting stupid things when I was a lot younger. And I think that can be kind of a benefit. Wow, are we actually running through the entire fucking world today? Because that's what it appears like we're doing. Are we going through every single level, actually? I'm not mad about it, I guess. Well, actually, I am kind of mad about it. If we could find a store, I would be a little less mad about it. Oh, jeez, this is a little dicey here. God, look at all the blocks, though. Are any of these healing items? Doesn't appear to be the case. We got these guys, though. So I'll take them. And then we'll look up here. And then, here's the thing. This Twitter hole keeps going. So don't worry. As long as we're doing this chase, I'll let this meter refill. And I'll continue onward with the Twitter tea today while we're doing our little around the world trip of our recap for our game. Going down the rabbit hole of the strep throat chwink led me to the path of learning who the demon chwink is, because people started referencing the demon chwink, and I was like, wait, now what is this nonsense? And so apparently there's this other boy from last summer who on Twitter, I don't think he actually has a Twitter account. I had to learn about this one through an article that was published on Google about Twitter complaining about the demon chwink. There was this boy who was a chwink that was on, I guess, a Britney Spears cruise over the summer, and I guess basically he just became a sloppy drunk, more or less. He, ooh, there's my guy. Perfect. He got very, very wasted and was damaging some DJ equipment. I guess he was bothering or harassing some of the guests at this Britney Spears cruise party. I guess he engaged in certain relations publicly on the dance floor, which, I don't know, I've seen a lot of gay men do that when they're drunk at these kinds of parties. So, and somebody, I guess, took a picture of him, and oh my god, it's this world. Oh, the dirty fuck, he took us back here? God, as if watching it once wasn't enough. Ooh. The music really slaps you in the face when you come back here. Fuck. Alright. Anyways, Tippy, so what had happened next was somebody took a picture of this guy who was being sloppily drunk in public, and I guess he moved a little bit so the picture looked a little bit blurry, and I guess the flash gave him some red eye, and so in the picture that was circulating around Twitter, I guess he looked kind of like a demon, hence the name Demon Schwink, and it became kind of a meme. So The point is, these things happen very often to people on Twitter. They say something stupid, they make a social faux pas, and sometimes they get really, really dragged through the mud. And I think sometimes it's more deserved than others. There's that guy. And I do think, though, that Twitter has a mob mentality that takes things too far. I've seen it on Twitter where people seem to actually get a lot of personal satisfaction and joy out of watching somebody kind of like crash and burn. And I don't think that's healthy, necessarily. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I think, like, you know, wanting to rectify something that was a bad tweet and state your opinions of why you thought it was a bad tweet, I think that's totally fair and valid. But, like, you know, a lot of people resorted to making fun of the way this kid looks, the way he talks, the way, and it's just like, there was people who were making genuine commentaries on why they felt like what he tweeted was wrong, but also there were a lot of people that resorted to just, like, bullying. And again, some people were claiming that they're bullying him because he's a bully, but then I'm kind of like, well, isn't that, like, just fighting fire with fire? And, I mean, I also hate this notion, because you see this on Twitter a lot. This actually goes beyond this twink. There's this mentality on the internet that bullying is this wrong thing that is wrong to do and nobody should do it unless you don't like someone. If you by your own personal standards judge someone to be a bad person, then they deserve to get bullied. And so, like, go ham. Go as hard as a motherfucker. And I just think that mentality is, like, not the best. I don't really see how anybody's winning in that scenario. I think you gotta rise above, you know? Oh, good, we've made it back. Fantastic. Are you enjoying my game of tag? Actually, it gave me a lot of time to vent. Alright, this has been the Twitter Tea. I'm glad you had that talk with me. I know it wasn't very professional. Listen, I'm not a drama channel. I was just passively watching the drama on Twitter from the sidelines, and I thought I would care to explain it to you guys badly today. Hey, stop messing around and fight us for real. Luigi, let's not, actually. We have no healing items. Oh, messing around? No, no. Magic is no laughing matter. I am always deadly serious. I've been watching you. You are the only ones who can stand up to Count Beck. So I have a favor to ask. Will you help me destroy the Count? The Saboteur! The twist? The traitor? What are you talking about? You want to betray him? Betray him? Oh no! It is Count Black who has betrayed me. He said we would destroy all worlds and create a new perfect world in their place. But he was lying. He plans to obliterate every world and then keep them all in ruin. The savagery! I've always known about his nefarious goal, but I could never hope to stop him on my own. I feigned loyalty to him as I searched for someone who could defeat him with me. Well, you see, that is why I rescued the princess from the certain brainwashing. That's right! All the way at the beginning of the game, when the princess was, like, in Castle Black, she, like, just kind of, like, wasn't anymore. She was, like, zapped out of there, and we were like, oh, that's odd, but I guess it's okay. And yeah, he totally did do it, because she had the same transition where it was like, it was a square and she disappeared and it was like a little wave. You know, the Dementio transition. So he did say, is Dementio, like, actually a good guy? That's also why I sent you to the underwear to fix the broken pure heart. And why I freed a man to be reunited with his brother. Now do you see? You've been helping us this whole time? Ah, you've got me pegged. Now how about you return the favor? I'll give you the power you need to crush Count Black. Just fight by my side. This is so weird because I 1000% feel like the answer here is to say no. But, like, everything he's telling me, to me as a player, actually, like, checks out and makes sense. I'm like, yeah, he did do those things. He did save the princess. He did help Luigi. So, like, I'm inclined to feel like he's on our side. But I feel like it's a trap, but I don't really understand why it's a trap. Like, I don't trust him as a character, but his logic makes sense to me. So it's like, maybe I'm just falling into his trap. I don't know. What if I say no? Still you refuse, but this officer... This officer... Oh my god, I said it again. Wow. This offer... It drips with generosity. With the chaos heart in our hands, we can rule every world. See, okay, that's a line that's not okay. No. Alright, you may not be on Count Bleck's side, but that doesn't mean that you're on my side either. That's the T. So it's like, just because we have a common enemy doesn't mean that we are friends. Let's get that straight. No way! So you spit upon my offer? You've wasted my time, and for that, your game ends. I think I'll start with the green one. The shag upon his lip will make a fine trophy. Give me 1 hot second. I apologize. Sorry about that blip, folks. The shag? This mustache is a Luigi. I played grass, bro. Don't you know? Leave this one to me, bro. You run ahead. Oh no, this isn't good. You've got worlds to save. You don't have time to fight this baddie. Don't let Bowser and Peach's sacrifices be for nothing. Or mine, either. He knows it's a sacrifice. Besides, he made fun of my stash, bro. You know I'm sensitive about that. Let me at him. Yeah, listen, we've all got our things that we're sensitive about. You got things that you just can't pick on with people. Run for it. Mario, okay, oh. Mario, don't leave him. Thanks, bro. Well, don't take the pixels. Luigi might need those. How tender. I just squeezed out a tear. Yes, Mario can run along. And if he somehow manages to defeat Count Bleck on his own, all the better. And so I strike like an unseen dodgeball in an echoing gymnasium. Oh boy. Nope, I can't deal with this right now, actually. You're gonna have to stop right there, actually. Oh boy. Get him! Luigi, just do these super jumps and be very careful, because I cannot heal you, and I don't think we saved also, which means we could be in hot trouble here. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Please, we've truly only got one shot here. We gotta be very, very careful with how we play the game right now. This is no time for dicking around. For the first time ever, we have to play like we're actually good. Okay? We gotta... Oh god, this is super stressful. Because, let's face it, I don't play good, typically. Alright, at least each one does 16 damage, so we gotta ask ourselves, how much life can this guy possibly have? Okay, good. Whew. Did you guys see that? Did you see what I pulled out of my ass? When I need to step it up, I can step it up. Why haven't I been playing like this the whole game? I don't know. I had it in me all along. I cry, Uncle, mercy I say. Had enough dementia, I didn't need my superstar bro to take you on. That's right, Luigi, you've got it. Ah, I see that now your power is formidable, which is exactly why I can't let you fall into Count Bleck's velvet-lined gloves. So what are you... Oh, God, this... Wait, what, why are we both... What are you doing? I have you now, Luigi. We will both taste the agony of game overing by magic. No, what are you doing? You psychopath, you can't do this to me. Ciao, Luigi, holy Christ, is this a dual death suicide? In a Mario game? I'm shook beyond words. Well, Mario, what did you think was gonna happen? No, it can't be. And yet it is. But Luigi... You're right, Mario. It hurts, but you're right. We have to grieve for him later. Wow, Mario's like really, got his emotions in check. We have to stop the count. I can't believe he did that. I knew something was gonna happen, but I didn't think it would be a murder-suicide. Holy fuck. Alright, well, we're at the end of the level, so that's time for today. I think we're gonna be going into the last level. I don't know how much platforming will be in it, but maybe it'll be the finale. Maybe it'll be like a 2-part finale or a 3-part finale. I don't know. I don't know how long the gameplay will be, but I think the next time I play, I might have a sit down and commit to playing through to the end of the game and seeing how long it takes me. So I will save my progress. Also, I still have no healing items, so I'm speaking very optimistically that I'll be able to beat the game. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck, and I will see you then. Toodles!